What is going on, my dudes? Tystra here, back again with another Genshin Impact video. And if you guys like the content, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And as always, welcome to another video. That's all I can really say about that. Guys, it's been a couple days, obviously. It's been a little wonky of a week, you know. We're getting everything set up. But before we get into this video, just going ahead and giving out an announcement. This Wednesday, the 23rd of February, 2022 at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, or 12 p.m. Pacific Time, we got a 24-hour stream lined up where I will do a little bit of Genshin at the start, but we're mainly going to be playing Destiny 2's Witch Queen expansion, and we're going to try and power level as much as we can through those 24 hours. This is kind of like a celebration to say thank you to everybody, and also because I really want to play Destiny 2. That's another passion of mine, is Destiny 2 in general, and I'd love to play the game. So, especially with Witch Queen coming out, I think there's no better way to celebrate Bungie's fantastic thing than to, play Witch Queen. So, twitch.tv/Tystra is where I will be streaming the 24-hour stream. Hopefully you guys can make it. If not, it is what it is. I don't blame you guys, but I'd love to see all your lovely smiley faces there because you guys are going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun, so on and so forth. But anyways, we're here to talk about the wonderful and most fantastic character of Genshin Impact right now. And that is going to be this lovely fox lady creature right here, Yae Miko. Now, obviously, she's a gorgeous character, as you could tell. Look at all that stuff. She's fantastic. But the thing about her is that she does have some things that you have to be very careful about. But first, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into, a couple of her, other stuff. We'll get into her attacks, obviously, a little bit later. But I want to kind of go over what I did for her build. So, let's get into it. Hold on. There we go. All right. So, her build, I went ahead and, as you could tell, gave her a little bit more crit damage than crit rate. I'm a little short on the crit rate, which I completely understand. But if I ever want to redo her artifacts, which I think with, details coming out, leaks, that might be one thing that's highly possible. So, definitely not the highest attack, but the crit rate and the crit damage kind of make up for it. Her energy recharge, I am a little bit sad, is higher than what I wanted it to be, because energy recharge is not really a massive thing for her, especially with how you're going to team build her. So, as it stands, you can see the normal stuff, 46.6 electro damage. Makes sense. We have the Kagura's Verity, which is not leveled up completely. That's another thing I gotta finish up. I will be finishing that up before I get her to Companionship 10. Right now, as you can see, she's at Companionship 2, almost 3 as of this recording. Artifacts. Now, this is where some people will probably get a little bit, why did you do that, Tystra? I went with a 2-piece Shinanawa, 2-piece Glad. Now, why I did that is because I want to get her attack percentage as high as humanly possible. So I believe going with the 2-piece Glad, 2-piece Shinanawas was the best bet. Now, as you can see, I got really lucky with some of these rolls, but at the same time, look at that energy recharge on this one. That's where I kind of messed up. Well, not really messed up. I couldn't really change that. I got 2 rolls into energy recharge and 1 into HP. And it sucks because, I really wanted it to go into crit rate so I could have that over 50% crit rate, but I digress. I can't really complain. Gladiator's Longing, or, the Sands piece, I went with a attack percentage just again to get that attack percentage up. As you can see, it rolled into energy recharge more and elemental mastery, which elemental mastery works well with Yae Miko. Not a bad choice, of course. I know that some people will say you should go for energy recharge over elemental mastery, but I highly disagree, especially since her burst relies on elemental mastery a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and say elemental mastery over energy recharge, but I could be a crackhead, it doesn't matter to me. Now, for her goblet, went with the electro damage bonus, obviously. That's a given for her. But look at that crit damage I got on her. 27.2. It all went into crit damage for the most part. I think it went once into elemental mastery. And then, of course, we went with a crit damage circlet or headpiece. I'm not very happy with this one because, again, as you can see, the energy recharge went up in it. And honestly, again, I don't think she desperately needs energy recharge, especially with the way you're going to run her. So, that's my artifact pieces for her. Now, for Constellation, I got extremely lucky. I'll link in the description my summons. I got really lucky, so be prepared for that. But we did get a C1, which C1 each time Great Secret Art Tenko Kenshin activates a Tenko Thunderbolt. Yae Miko will restore 8 elemental energy to herself. Now, this is exactly why I didn't need to go energy recharge on mine, but maybe some people will disagree and be like, but Tystra, I have her C0, and that's perfectly fine. Like you could use either or. I decided to not go energy recharge because every time a thunderbolt's gonna strike with, this art and it's gonna hit 3 times, you're gonna gain energy like that. It's gonna be super easy. Fox's Moon Call. This is for C2. Start at level 2 when created. Their max level is increased to 4, and their attack range is increased by 60%. And yeah, that's pretty dope. This upgrades the burst to 15. Then this one, when Sensho Sakura Lightning hits opponents, the electro damage bonus of all nearby party members is increased by 20% for 5 seconds. Increase the level, that's your skill for 3. And then when you get her C6, the Sensho and Sakura's attacks will ignore 60% of opponents' defense. Which honestly, that's good. To me personally, and maybe I'm a crazy one, my biggest thing is dealing with shielded enemies with her because she is your DPS. Now, a lot of people will say she could run as an off-field DPS, which is highly accurate. Like, you could run her as an off-field DPS, but if you're going to run her as a main DPS, this is one of the big crucial things that you're going to have to deal with. So, I digress. And then, of course, we got her talents. Let's go ahead and talk about her attacks. Summons 4th Kitsune Spirits. Basically, when you do her normal attack, as you can see here, it summons these little fox spirits to attack. It's really, really cool. It's a very nice, nicely animated thing. Let's go back. Then, of course, we got the Sensho Sakura. Okay, so I messed up. The C1, the Constellation one, is for the alt. But it still works because of the fact that when you get your alt, or your burst, and you activate it, and it hits 3 times if you have your 3 totems out, that's literally 8, 16, 24 energy back to you. So, either way, you're still not going to worry too much about energy. The Sensho Sakura is the 3 totems. Periodically strikes 1 nearby opponent with lightning, dealing electro damage. If you have all 3 down, it's going to strike 3 times. When there are other Sensho Sakuras nearby, their level will increase, boosting the damage dealt by these lightning strikes. Sorry, I'm very tired. But basically what I do is I put them in a triangle and they'll literally attack anybody nearby. It's fantastic. Maximum of 3 can exist simultaneously. The initial level of each Sakura or Sensho Chakra is 1, which if you get that, I think it's C5, it increases it to 6. So instead of 3, you go up to 6, and that's insane damage. You get to strike 6 times. 6 times. Not only with these, but with your alt. That's insane. So really, it's a dope ability, that's for sure. Like, you look at this and you look at the increased levels of damage. Like, you start out at 97 for level 1, and then you increase. Your duration is 14 seconds on the field, but your cooldown is only 4 seconds, so you're constantly getting back your totems and you could replace them. It's absurd. Now, with the alt, the Legends of the Kitsunasuki are the manifestation of a Kitsune's might. Basically, what it does is it consumes all of your totems at once, and then fires a lightning bolt, and then fires a couple more, depending on how many totems you had on the field. And when you hit them with the totems, you get those energy back if you're using C1 like me. If not, you're still getting a little bit of energy back, I believe. But not a lot. But this is why she's really good as a DPS and an off-field DPS. I couldn't see her as a support because she's built for attacking. She's absolutely bonkers. Gosh darn it, I did it again. So then you got this, which is your first Ascension. When casting Great Secret Art Tenko Kenshin, each Sensho Sakura destroyed resets the cooldown for 1 charge. So basically, let's say if one of your totems, or sorry, I'm messing it up. Basically, what it is you could set 3 totems, right? Activate your alt, which gives you the 3 lightning strikes, and then set your totems again. So you could get free damage off of that. So set your 3 totems, wait until you're there, wait until you have your burst, activate your burst, and then set your 3 totems again, and you could keep on getting energy back over and over and over again. She's fantastic for stuff like that. And honestly, I feel like a lot of people like don't look at that stuff, and that's fantastic. I did it again. Son of a biscuit eater. So, the second Ascension, every point of Elemental Mastery Yae Miko possesses will increase Senshou and Sakura's damage by 0.15%. Now, don't let this fool you, okay? Like, for people who say energy recharge is better, that's perfectly fine, and you can ignore this Ascension. But if you do the Elemental Mastery, you have to be very careful not to build your Yae Miko on just Elemental Mastery, because this is only going to be for your ult. And honestly, it's or sorry, not your alt, but your E, so or your skill. It's definitely not overly worth it. Now, Elemental Mastery is going to help, and that's why I say Elemental Mastery over Energy Recharge in this sense, because you're going to pair her with somebody who's going to also be a battery, so there's no point in having to worry about Energy Recharge. But with her specifically, if you're going to choose one of the two, definitely say Elemental Mastery just because of this alone. And it's going to increase the damage a little bit. It's not so much. Like, even look at my Yae Miko from here. Elemental Mastery 121. So if you do 121 times 15 or 0.15, let's take a look at that. I'm pulling out the handy dandy calculator. 121 times 0.15, you're getting an 18% increase in damage. So that's not amazing, but it's still really good. And then, of course, our other one has a 25% chance to get one regional character's talent materials, base material excluded, with crafting. Boring. No. But yeah, no, she's definitely a lot of fun when it comes to that. Now, there's a couple things that you need to realize about Yae Miko when it comes to this stuff. Again, she's very good with her DPS, but the problem with her is that she's not exactly tanky. And you have a lot of issues with her. There's many other things that you could do with her, like, say, for your artifacts. Instead of what I did, a lot of people are actually going 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate to get that energy recharge. So if you're going to go an energy recharge build, you could do that. You could do 2-piece Gladiator or Shinanawas and a 2-piece Thundering Fury, which I see a lot of people doing as well. You could do a 4-piece Thunder Soother, which is very, very weird, and you could do a 4-piece Tenacity of the Millilith, which is, again, very weird. I don't know why people are doing these types of builds. I've been doing a lot of research, and it's strange. But at the same time, she's very wide open when it comes to her stuff. But again, you have to watch out for her defense. Now, if you were to run an Emblem of Severed Fate set, you could indeed use Energy Recharge as the percentage, but again, that's if you're running her as an off-field DPS. If you're not running her as an off-field DPS, personally, I would go with just attack percentage. Now, of course, substats, you really want to kind of go crit damage, crit rate, attack percentage, and your fourth could be either Elemental Mastery or Energy Recharge, depending on how you're building her. So, but as I digress, let's go ahead and get into like some actual kind of footage, I guess, in a sense. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use one of the two teams that I got. So we're going to use my battery team, which this is an all Electro team. As you can see, we got her as the main DPS. We got Raiden Shogun as the sub DPS, Kujosara as a, support and battery, and then Fischl as a battery. This is going to help in the sense of making sure that you could get your stuff off. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to test it on the Animo Hypostasis. And I know I always go to the Animo Hypostasis, but it's the best way to go about it in my personal opinion. And the reason being is because, again, it's pretty much anything that is an Animo. And then I could just go and do something else. But I don't want to go to the Electro Hypostasis because that wouldn't make any sense. So we're going to walk over here. We're going to get our stamina back. And I'm going to kind of show you what you would need to do for this. Also, don't mind this. I messed up on some domain stuff, so I have to heal up Kujosara a little bit. So, this is the one thing that sucks, is that I don't have everything going. So, boom, boom, boom. We're going to go ahead and pop that. Look at that damage already.
What a dreadful ending.
You didn't see that. You didn't see that. I didn't realize that she was low on health too. So you gotta be, like I said, you gotta be very, very careful with Yae Miko. But the damage she was doing was really, really good. Oh, let's go ahead. Let's set up.
Glory to the Shogun. Strike.
And look at this. She's doing decent damage already. And it's pretty good because, again, as you can see, these totems are using lightning bolts over time. And then you can reset them like that.
Illusion shattered.
And then boom. See, you're gaining your energy as you go. And she's almost basically, like, done with that. Oh. Don't mind me. I'm bad. That's all me. There we go. I was going to say, I'm like, I swear to Jeebus. Now, I'm going to show you guys this as well. So when you use your 3 totems, see how I don't have any totems at the moment? Then we're going to use our burst. Look at that. 3 lightning bolts right there. Killed her automatically. But see how my totems reset right there? That's exactly what you want to do with your Yae Miko. Is that you want to do burst, or skill, 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 burst, then skill, skill, skill. It makes perfect sense. So, as you can see, that team as a battery, like, works perfectly in my personal opinion because it's all electro. You're gaining all of your abilities at the same time, and your characters work. We didn't use a lot of the Raiden Shogun, but Raiden Shogun actually works really well. You could flip-flop Raiden Shogun and Yae Miko, making Raiden the main DPS and Yae Miko the sub-DPS. Like, it doesn't matter. But what if we were to change the team a little bit to where it's not an electro team? Let's go ahead and find that out really quick. We are still going to go to a opponent that is still going to be able to be damaged by electro, but we're going to go someplace where I can actually use the characters that I want to use. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch our team to another set of characters. We're going to use a Yae Miko, Xingqiu, Bennett, and Kokomi build. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm going to combine Xingqiu's off-field DPS with Yae Miko's DPS along with Bennett's ult. And the whole point of that is going to be that I get as much damage per second as I possibly can. Now, as you can see, he's already got his ult ready to go. I forgot where I was going for a second. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to strike something over here really quick. Probably one of these little flower boys. Come here, Whopper Flower. Just so that way I could show the damage potential of Yae Miko. There we go. That's all I needed. Alright. We're going to use Kokomi to kind of get rid of the shield thing and all that for the Pyro Regisfine. Honestly, too, I've been using a lot of Kokomi lately, and the more I use her, the more I feel, like, compelled to say that she's good. You know, because I feel bad. I'm really mean to Kokomi. Alright, here we go. We got this.
Rain cutter. Rain outlines your fate.
Okay.
Show them. Emerge.
There we go. Now we get the damage going. Look at this. Just normal attacks, by the way. And that's also included with Xingqiu stuff. That's what you're doing. You're doing your normal attacks, and the totems are doing lightning strikes at the same time. So you're constantly doing damage. It's basically like she's melting these opponents away. And it's really cool because with Bennett, you're getting that extra bonus of his, basically his attack skills. And because you have like a high attacking weapon, you know, like how I have is like an attack percentage weapon, it's helping out in that sense of like giving her the extra boost that she needs based off of Bennett's ult. And not only that, but Xingqiu here, Xingqiu is actually, you know, I have Iron Sting on him. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. But either way, like Xingqiu was still doing really, really good damage in general. So you have a lot of options when it comes to Yae Miko. Now, here are a couple problems with Yae Miko as we teleport back to Mondstadt, because I feel like that's the best scenic thing. Here's a couple things with Yae Miko that we noticed too. One, she's very squishy in good ways too, as you can see. But she's also very squishy when it comes to her defense. She has no defense basically. And so you have to be very careful with her in that regard, because as you can see, her defense is very, very low. Now, with that as well, there's a actual, no, I wouldn't say game breaking. Let's not say game breaking. But there is a glitch in the game right now where if you use her ult for a couple seconds, you won't be able to move your camera. And that's a big, big deal right there. Like, that's a couple seconds of you just sitting there, and other enemies can attack you. Like, I'm gonna try and do my best to show you guys. Let me find another set of opponents here. I believe there's some over the hill. Let's see. There we go. There we go. All right. So this is gonna kind of show you what I mean here. I'm gonna try and get her ult first before I do anything.
Right now, emerge.
There we go. Come on.
Right here.
Come on. Get the ult.
Emerge.
There we go. All right. So now watch. I'm gonna try and move. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. There. Finally, we were able to move. Even though those were smaller enemies, think about when you're using her in Spiral Abyss. This is a big, big no-no for characters because now you have to deal with her taking extra damage. So, outside of those problems, I really like Yae Miko. I think she's a great character. Outside of the stuff with the stories, which I'll get into in another video here later on in the week, she's still a great character. I believe that she's fantastic. So, I'm going to give her a solid, on appearance, 9.5 out of 10. But as a character, I'm going to give her an 8 out of 10. She has a lot of weaknesses, and I feel that those are going to hurt her. Now, if they fix the game-breaking burst glitch, or not game-breaking, but burst glitch with her where she can't move, or you can't move the camera and stuff, then I would probably upgrade that to an 8.5. But overall, I feel that she's a solid 8, especially when I need to fix up her other stuff. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think about Yae Miko. Do you love her? Do you hate her? Is there stuff that you think that she can improve on? Don't forget, guys, this Wednesday, February 23rd, we are going to be doing a 24-hour live stream for Destiny 2's Witch Queen. We will be doing a little bit of Genshin like before that, but, you know, it's all about the Witch Queen, baby. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe here. Don't forget to check out all the stuff in the description. And, yeah, guys, we will catch you guys in the next video. Take care and be safe.